Hello, my friends. Amy with Campbell Creations, and today we're making 2 necklaces and a pair of earrings using Gemstone Orphanage Doorstep Baby. I'm loving this box. This is amazing. So we are including Hematite and Australian picture Jasper, which is also known as Norina Jasper, and it is just breathtaking. I mean, look at the swirls. Look at these beads. So we're combining those today into beautiful necklaces, and we have some crystals, and we have that hematite, and I'm also pulling in some, with that gunmetal, some antique copper, and I think it's going to be really fun. So for the first necklace that we're doing today, this is the first necklace. That is the second necklace. Okay, so for this first one, we are going to be using what wire? We are using, I didn't get it back down, Soft Flex medium and satin silver, my little clip that's holding it all together, right? So I have this cut to 21 inches. Okay, we're going to use quite a bit of it. We may not use all of it, but I'm going to set this aside for now. And we're going to also be using a little bit of wire. I have this cut to 6 inches, and this is 22 gauge wire that we're going to be pulling in. We're also pulling in that same wire on the other necklace. We are pulling in from this box these beautiful rainbow jasper tubes, the 8mm Australian picture jasper, the 4mm, these gorgeous hematite chevron beads. We have the crystals that are in the box. We have the hematite little discs that's in the box. And these beauties, yep, we're pulling those in. And then from my stash, I have a couple things. So first, I'm doing something with these chevron beads, and I tried this and that and this and that, and these fit the bill for me. So I'm pulling these in from my stash, and these match to perfection with the beads that are in the box. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have fun with this. I'm super excited. So I'm pulling in these little guys, and then besides that, I'm just pulling in some bead caps. Okay, and I'll talk about those as I bring them in, and then also my little 2 by 1.5mm spacer beads. And it looks like I have a little crimp tube in there. Let's take that out. And so for these, I got these from the Bead Obsession. Okay, and I'll link those down below. Let's just get right into it because I'm super thrilled, and there's a lot to do, and I'm super excited to do it. So we're going to start with the wire on this focal. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to make a little wrapped loop on one end. So this is exactly 6 inches, because then I'm going to measure after I make this wrapped loop to know for sure what I'm doing on this other side when I get there. Okay, so it doesn't need to be some big elaborate wrapped loop. Okay, looking for 2, maybe 3 wraps. So I'm going to go up and around. Okay, and then I'm going to come in here with these babies because it just makes it so much easier for me. I'm going to straighten this out, and then we're just going to wrap that around. And if there's a little bit of spacing in your wrap, it's okay. I'll show you how to cinch that. I'm sure in one of these I'll have a little bit of spacing. Okay, so it looks like we're going to go ahead and go 3. I'm going to trim that off. I just love Gemstone Orphanage. I love what they're doing. I love how they're planning to do this. They're planning to do for each of these subscription boxes, which are bi-monthly, and you can go to the gemstoneorphanage.com and you can definitely sign up for the next box. But they're doing something really cool and fun. It's, celebrating the different areas of the world. And this one is Australia, and Australia is known for their hematite. So there's hematite in this, and of course the Australian picture Jasper. And I just think that's super cool. Super cool. Steve and Debbie are so fun anyways. You guys should really check out their website as well. They do live sales, which is so much fun. And it's good stuff. It's good stuff. And this is incredible. So let's see where we are now. So I'm going underneath where that wrap is. I'm going to come down and see where we are. And we're at about 5 1/4. So we're going to need 3/4 of an inch whenever we're ending this to make that final wrap loop. Okay. So from here, I'm going to start out with our little spacers. So I'm just going to do a couple of these. Okay. Actually, I only need a couple of them literally out. And then we're going to pull in these copper ones. And these copper are so much fun. You see that bling? These are electroplated glass beads. And I'm in love with them. I'm in love with them. I've used them in a couple recent projects and they just work out so well because I love the tinies. I love the tinies. Okay, so I'm going to put on one that is this platinum color. So this isn't silver, this is the platinum color. Okay, and I'm going to pop that right up there up at the top. And then I'm going to do one of our beautiful little rainbow Jasper tubes. And then after this rainbow Jasper tube, I'm going to do one of these copper colored. Okay, and then from here, what I'm wanting to do is I want this loop to be going like this. Okay, and when it goes like this, I want to then bring an angle out. So I'm going to, the easiest for me is I just put my fingernail there and I just kind of bend it right underneath that bead. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. And from here, we're going to start adding these, and I have them in line so that I keep them in line in order because if not, I will surely mess it up. I'll be talking or something and mess it all up. And so I'm just going to pop each one of these on, and in between, we're going to have one of these little spacers. So I think I might move these spacers to the other side here. And what you just want to be careful of whenever you're doing this is there are two sides of this, okay? And so with each of these, see how it goes down, the other side goes up. So you just want to make sure, whenever I was playing with them, I realized I had half of them one way and half of them the other way. And I was like, that's not going to work too well. That is not going to work too well. So I want that facing down. Okay. So these are facing down, and oh, they're going to look so cool. I'm still not comfortable with my placement. Let's come over here. I'm just all over the place, I guess. I'm too excited. I have had this designed for over a week. I just have not been able to get a recording done. And so I'm just thrilled to be doing this. And I have so much to do. I have so many little bags and boxes that are over here next to me full of goodies that I have not opened. And I just need to stop being so busy with work and life and get in here because this is fun stuff. You see how that spacing is so nice? Isn't that just beautiful? It's like just enough. It's just right, I think. So all we're doing is popping each one of these on and then doing a little spacer. I love these things. And I love the plan with this too. I had thought of a few different ways to connect these and a few different ways of how I wanted to do it. But then as soon as this one hit me, I was like, oh yeah, that's the way to do it. Oh, and you guys, you guys, we are going to be doing, several of us content creators are going to be getting together for a live on the 28th of February, and we're going to be playing with Gemstone Orphanage box this month, and it's going to be so much fun. We're going to have like so many fun people. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. I can't wait. The girls have been doing it, and so I'm just now joining in. This is my first time doing it with them, and I'm just thrilled. Absolutely thrilled. Isn't this so cool? Oh, I love them. And you know, it has a little bit of weight to it, but it's not too weighty. You know, Hematite definitely has some weight to it, but I think it's good too, the way that I'm making this connection, that it's going to lay really nice, the necklace will. Oh, you see my thumbnail? Ugh. I went and got my nails done today, and she was in a hurry, and she just kind of hacked me up. I was like, hello, Donna. You know I tip you well. Be nice. Be nice. And then, oh gosh, also today, so I went to Hobby Lobby because it's right by where I get my nails done. And so I stopped by Hobby Lobby, and they had so many beads on sale. Like, I went down the aisle and I just saw all these red little stickers, and I was having myself a moment. And so then I ended up leaving the aisle and going and getting a little hand cart, because I had went there for just something specific. I went there for some of my for some of my little containers. And then I was like, well, we're just going to hang out here for a minute. We're going to be here for a minute. Oh my gosh, just so much fun. So much fun. So I have a haul video to do just from that shopping today. Plus another haul video to do, and I can't wait to get these haul videos done though, so I can open the packages. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. Is this not just gorgeous? And you see what we're going to be doing here, and why I popped that up there is because this is what's going to be connecting to the rest of the necklace. Now, what I'm going to do from here is, I want this to be bent up some. Okay. Let's look at it and see if that's the way I'm looking. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. So here at the end, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop this up. So I'm going to make sure I'm holding them kind of snug. Okay. Nope, nope. Snug. They're wiggling about. I'm going to pop that up. And then if we have to correct that and fix it a little bit on the way that's popped up so that it matches, not a problem. We'll do that. So from here, we're going to pop on one of those little rainbow Jaspers. And then we're going to do a platinum colored at the top. So this is the area where I wanted to make sure that I measured, right? So that these are the same. So that's what we're looking at. That's just beautiful. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, it looks like this one can go up just a little bit more. There we go. So from here, from here, I want to measure this so that I know how much I need for that wrapped loop, right? So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to bring this down, and I'm going to do 3/4 of an inch and cut this off. And I'm pretty good with my wrap loops being about the same, so it shouldn't be a problem. All right. So now I'm wanting these wraps to go in the same direction, okay? So from here, I'm gonna hold on to this guy. Bring in my round nose pliers. We're gonna do that wrap loop. Out and around, straighten him up a little bit. Okay, so then I'll hold it over here to the side. Get a good grip on him. And just wrap that around. Seems we have just a couple wraps there, and this looked like it turned on me. So I'm going to turn him back around. There we go. And let's see if I can get this down just a little bit more. That's good. And then we can look at the two of them and make sure they're good sisters. They can't be twins because they're different wraps, but they can be sisters. They need to look similar. There we go. Make sure we don't have any pokies here. Be careful at this point so that you don't end up breaking your bead, which I have definitely done before. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. And so at this point, I'm looking at them, right? Like this one looks a little wonky. And so I'm just going to fix that up. So I'm going to grab him and straighten him out. Okay, they're looking pretty similar. And it has that little bit of a angle here, but not too much, right? I didn't want it to be too much. This one needs to come in a little bit. See the difference in those? Here, look. The difference in those. This one needs to be turned just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so what we're going to do from here, move these up and over because we're going to bring out more of the platinum ones. So let's bring some of those down here. And we're going to grab our stringing wire now. I'll set this to the side for just a second. Okay, so from here, what I'm looking for is an every other. And so it's going to be this offset, right? Because we have these copper colored here that go through, and the platinum is going to be above that. This is going to go above it. So then I'm going to pop on one of these. And just every other. So I'm doing one of our little tube beads with one of our little electroplated glass spacer beads. And our other necklace is going to be very similar to this as far as what the focal looks like. It's going to be different, of course, but it's going to be quite similar in process. And I'm looking for them to be stackable. I almost did it as a double strand necklace, but I was like, no, 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 no. They both need to be able to have their own, you know, ability to be the star. And I'm glad I still have some tubes left too, because I really want to make a bracelet with these tubes. The moment I did my unboxing, I was like, yes, they were screaming bracelet to me. But then here I am, necklaces, necklaces, because it's so fun. And as much as I love mixing metals, I don't think I have mixed gunmetal with copper. Right? It's going to be gorgeous though. And then we also have this platinum color coming in with some of the bead caps. Yeah, which this platinum color goes just beautifully with that gunmetal, but looky here. That bling, you see that bling as it moves? Oh, it's so good. So I think I'm wanting 12. Okay. We'll see. 10. Okay. So now let's bring this down to center. Let's scooch these back over. And we'll set these aside here. Okay, so here's what I'm looking to do. I'm going to take this side of the wire, and I'm going to go through. And then this side of the wire, go through the other side. because I want these sitting just like that. Is that not beautiful? I'm in love. I love it, love it, love it. I love those sitting on top like that. I think they tie in just beautiful, beautiful. Okay, and so now I'm wanting to make sure, again, these are straight, these are even, it has the angle that I'm looking for, and I think those are just beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so what I'm looking to do from here is, you see here, these aren't going to go anywhere, right? Because that 2 won't fit through the hole. Okay, so that part's good. We know it's not going to slide anywhere. It's not going to go anywhere. It's going to be just fine. It has the angle that we're looking for, so we're good. But I'm going to work up one side. Okay, so let's work up one side, and then I'll do that other side, and then we'll come back in together on it. So let's make sure we've got this center before I start doing all this other work. Pretty close. Okay, so let's bead bug that. Okay, so I'm going to be doing some fun series on this one. Super, super fun. And the way we're going to be starting out is with these. Okay, and this is why I pulled out these little ones. Okay, I tried these big ones, I tried some other beads, but this just is amazing, amazing. So the first thing I want to start out with, though, is I think I want one of these copper spacer beads. Okay, so that copper's sitting there like that, and then we're going to come in with one of these pointing down. In the middle, one of these crystals. So the way that snuggles in is so, 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 so good. Okay, so I'm going to do another one of these, and then I'm going to go ahead and put one of our copper beads on top. Okay. So there's a couple different angles and sides to these. So look at the way that goes. That beautiful, the way that snuggles in on that. Now if you see, if I go this way, if I spin it, see how it goes down over it even more? And that's what I'm looking for, to where he's just peeking out of there. It's going to look really cool, I think, as we go up through this design and this piece. So that is what's going to be starting us off, and I think it is just a stunner. Love it. Love it. Okay, and so from there, we're going to come in with our 8mm. So we're going to do a couple 8mm, and we're going to do a little 4mm, and these are the bead caps I'm pulling in. These I get from Amazon. These are stainless steel. You see that little etching? These are little 4mm bead caps, and I ordered a ton of them. I was like, give them all to me. I want them all. So I'll have them linked below. But these little bitty bead caps on this 8mm bead is just the pop I'm looking for, especially for that mixed metal. So you're seeing here, see how that just pops right down in there? And it really sets off that mixed metal look here. Okay, so I'm going to bead cap both sides. Okay, and then on the inside, so we did this copper here, on the inside I'm going to do that platinum. So I'll do a little platinum spacer, and then I'm going to come right in with a 4mm. I'm not going to bead cap this 4mm. It's just going to set there, and it's going to look beautiful the way it is. I'll do another one of those spacers. Then we'll come right back in with our 8mm. And isn't that just so fun? Beautiful. And the way it kind of flows with this focal is just so good. I love it. Just absolutely love it. So then after this, I'm wanting to come back in just like I did down here with the copper. But then we are going to pull in one of these, and that's going to be bead capped in gunmetal, right? Doesn't it kind of look like the same etching that's on the little guys? So I'm just going to bead cap this guy all by himself. Okay, and I'm going to have that copper on both sides. Okay, and then, do I want to, actually, I just had a thought. I think I'm going to change something up, and I think it's going to be fun. I'm going to do one of these just on the other side, though. I'm telling you, ever changing. When it comes to design, you just never know. Okay, so I'm going to bead cap both sides of that. Put that little platinum in the center. And we'll go ahead and pop in one of our 4mm. Platinum again. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's put one of those copper on there. So then now we have this little series, right? So we started with this and this little series. We're going to change up what's going to happen with this now from this point moving forward, okay? So that's what we're going to start with here. So we're going to do a little spacer series that is before and after this little bead grouping. And so this is fun stuff. Here's what I'm thinking. I have the little hematite discs. I'm going to use some 4mm bead caps. I'm going to use some 4mm copper jump rings. And we're going to play. Here's the way it's going to go. So I'm going to put on that little 4mm bead cap with that hematite, and I'm going to bead cap both sides of it. Okay. So first, just in itself, just this by itself, look at how cool that looks. The way it really pops out that hematite, right? I love that. Love that. Okay. But then I'm going to put on a couple of these jump rings in the middle. But in order to keep them from like rolling around too much, I'm going to put one of these little copper spacers on. So he's going to sit down in there. Okay, so there's that copper spacer. I'm going to put 2 of these on top of it. Okay, and they're just going to snuggle down in on top of that. But with that little spacer in there, you see, it's going to keep it from wiggling around so much. So those are giving the spacing that I'm looking for, they're giving the look that I'm looking for, but they're not going to be floating around everywhere. So let me do the other side, and then we'll take a deeper look. Okay, so I'm going to do another bead cap, hematite, bead cap, and then let's put another one of our copper on. And yes, I'm covering it up so we can see it all together. Look at this little series. Isn't that so adorable? I love it. I love it. And I had tried a couple different spacers, and I'm telling you, what did it for me is those jump rings. And I think that's just stunning, stunning. So then we're going to come in here with one of our chevrons. We're going to pop one of our little crystals in it. This is a 6mm crystal. I don't think I said that earlier. It's a 6mm crystal. And another chevron on top of that. Right? So pretty. Let's do one of these on the other side. So let's bring our little spacer in here. Okay. And then we will do the bead cap for the hematite disc. I'm going to pop one of these spacers in there. Maybe. There we go. And sitting on top of it will be 2 of these jump rings. Actually, I have some out. Now, I did go through and close these. Okay, so I went through and I closed each of them so that they weren't too offset or anything. Then we'll put another one on top. I just love it. I just love it. I think it gives that pop that I'm looking for. It is just stunning. Stunning, stunning. So then all I'm going to be doing from this point is going back down that series, right? And so I'll come in here with my 4mm bead cap with that 8mm. We'll have that platinum in between. Cute little 4mm in there. Oh, this one's like, look at that. That's just like perfectly half and half. Oh, here, let me put it on here and we'll see it. Look at that. That's a good one. Okay, and then we'll do another 8mm. Okay, we'll do another one of our copper spacers. And then we'll come in with one of our 8mm crystals that came in the box. And we are capping that with gunmetal. And these are pretty domed because aren't those just gorgeous? That's, oh, that shine. The quality is just impeccable. Okay, so we'll do another copper. We'll go right back into that series. Doing that platinum in the middle, 4mm, and platinum. And I love that these bead caps are stainless steel as well. Love it. I love everything about it. Love everything about that. So what I'm thinking is, I want to end with just one of these little series right here. I don't think I'm going to do the other part. And I'll put this on and then, you know, we'll see. But I'm thinking maybe about ending there instead of adding another one of these. Let's take a peek. Let's take a peek and see what we want to do here. And how many did I get out? I think I still have more. But what if we use 2, 4 on the other side? Well, there's enough to do a top one. Let's see. Let's see how it looks. Okay, so from here, I'm going to bead cap one of those hematite. Okay, I'm going to put that copper on there. And then we'll do 2 of those jump rings. 2. Okay, they just sit there and that nuzzles in around. Love it. And then especially with it having bead caps on both sides, it also just kind of settles down in there, you know, just settles down in there. Well, and with the stringing wire that I still have left here, I am going to go ahead and do this because I have these 2 links to where they can be together, you know, to where I can wear them together. So I better do that. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do one of those chevron with that 6mm crystal. Then we'll do that last spacer series. Not that guy. We'll pop 2 of these on. Yeah, that'll make the length just right. Just what I'm looking for. That's just good stuff. So let me bead bug this end here real quick. And here is the first half. Isn't that beautiful? I think it just goes so well with this focal and with, you know, kind of this vibe. You know, it has that kind of boldness to it, but it's also very elegant, and I love that about this. Okay, so let me do up the other side. Okay, I'm going to do up this other side. We're going to come right back here, and then we'll dig in and we'll get a real deep down close look at it all, and then we'll do that second necklace. Okay, is this not beautiful? I am in love with it. I absolutely love it. Let's close this up, and then we'll get a deep dig look into it. Okay, so let's start with this side over here. I went pretty close to the top here. Got a little over an inch left on each side. So let's grab a couple of these, and I'm going to do, my clamshells are going to be gunmetal. So I'm going to do those gunmetal clamshells. So I'll pop one of those on. Actually, I'm going to open it up a little bit. So let's pop him on. And our beetle on crimp. And I'll go ahead and bring this up to the tip, just to give us a little more room on the other side. Okay, we'll come in here and close that up real good. Make sure some of that's sticking out the top. Real good squeezes. Okay, so we'll bring him up. Close that up. Oops, he's sideways. Let's open him up a little. There it is. Okay, so we'll close that off. And then now let's bring this all down. So we'll snug it all in there. I'm going to let it hang for a second. Okay, make sure everything's the way I want it to be. Coil up this side. Okay, but everything's cinched well. Everything's as it should be. Okay, so we'll close up this other side. Pop on that clamshell, open it up just a little. Pop that in there. Bring that all the way down. Sure, we're squeezing it real good. And I know, I kill my crimps, but I haven't had them fail. They don't fail on me. And because I'm using beetle on, that has something to do with it too. Let's see, feels like there should be a little section down there. There is. There we go. Okay, trim that off. And let it fly. How about that? Okay, and then we'll get him closed up. Let's make sure he's where he needs to be. Started here. I opened him up pretty wide. Oh boy, he just keeps turning on me. There we go. All right. Let's take a quick look before we close this up, because I can't wait. I just love this. I think it's gorgeous. All right, so here we are up at the tip top. Look at that spacer series. Isn't that so much fun? I love it. I love it. Those chevrons. Oh, oh, oh. Let me bring in those crystals. And I love that pop of the 2mm just with the spacer in between. Love it. Just beautiful. Down to our focal. That's so pretty. So, so, so pretty. And I had decided to not do that additional little spacer series down here at the bottom because I liked the simplicity of how that tied in, and then it got more complex as we went up. Okay, I really like that part. So let's go ahead and close this off. I'm going to use that gunmetal, and then we have our toggle. So let's bring out these guys. And I think it's going to be absolutely gorgeous with the second necklace. I think the two of them are just going to go very, very well together. Easy peasy. And that mixed metal combination worked really well with this hematite and that Australian picture Jasper. I think it's just stunning. I would have never by default thought of that combination, and I'm a mixed metal lover. But yeah, it's good. I will be thinking of that again. Let's see here, little guy. Oh, he's still on top of himself. See him there? There he goes. Much better. Beautiful, beautiful. First necklace is done. And that is just so much fun. Like, look at that. Beautiful. Love it. Love it, love it. Okay, let's verify how long this one ended up being. Let's check that, and then we'll start with that, or we'll go into that second necklace. So I'll just start from right here. Okay, 6 to the bottom of that bead cap. Yeah, so about 18.5, 19 inches. Like it. I like it, I like it. So let's bring down everything for this second necklace. Let's go over here. Actually, I'll bring it over here. So much fun. Love them. So I am bringing in a couple little things from my stash on this one because I wanted it to stay dainty. I really, really wanted that. And there was a specific little offset that I was looking for. And so, one sec here and we're going to talk about it. All right, so let's bring this one over here. So pretty. Isn't that just so pretty? Love it. Okay, so one sec here. Okay, so we are going to be pulling in. First, I have 2 strands of wire for this necklace, and this is soft flex satin silver color in the fine. Okay, so we're going to be doing a little bit of the 2-to-1 on this one. Okay, and this is cut to 18 inches. Okay, we're going to use most of it, not all of it. Let me get this over just a little bit more here. Get my jump rings down here. All right, so we're going to set this wire then to the side, and we're going to talk about the focal. So I'm wanting these beauties to be that focal. And aren't they just stunners? I mean, I'm in love with them. And I was looking for the same kind of, you know, double portion of the focal on this one because I want them to be able to stack well together, and because I just love the look of that. And so here's what I was thinking about doing. So I have this one. This is also silver, 22 gauge, and this is cut to, I believe, let me verify, I think 4. Yeah, 4 inches. Okay. And I know it takes me about 3/4 of an inch to make the wrap loop, but that's how we're going to get started. So let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, so let's get my round nosed. Let's get that same little wrap loop going here. Just a couple wraps is what we're looking for. This one is going to be on the daintier side. It'll have a little bit of boldness coming through it, but otherwise it's going to be a pretty dainty piece. Oof, I'm going to need to bring in another pair of pliers with that one. Actually, let me do that. Come in here with these. Because I didn't give myself much room there, did I? But I do want those 2 wraps to go on there. I'm squeezing to get that second one around. There we go. Okay, so let's make sure we're straight. Go ahead and cinch him down because I'm using all of it. There we go. Okay. So for this one, what I'm looking to do on this one is I do want these same little spacers, right? I want these spacers to be in there. It's going to be a little different, but I'm wanting those in there. And the way I'm going to be doing this one is I want to do a series of 3. So copper, platinum, copper. Okay. Those are just, oh, so good together. I'm going to pop one of these on. And then that copper. Platinum, copper. See how that goes? Is that not just stunning? I love it. We'll pop the other one on. We're doing 5 of these. Oh, there you go, little guy. There you go. So to say that I have a bit of an addiction with these little baby beads is probably an understatement. I just love them. I love them. And I'll tell you guys, if you don't have little beads like this, use 11-0 seed beads. Use crimp tubes. You know, use any of that. It works. They work, and it's the same thing. It's just a little something something that's there on the in-between, right? It helps give that extra little pop, that extra little pizzazz. And, you know, what I love about these is it takes hardly no movement and they're blinging. And I just absolutely love it. So like I was saying earlier though, mark your calendars. It is going to be 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, February 28th. And all of us girls are going to be together and we are going to be beading with Gemstone Orphanage with this month's box, and it's going to be a blast. There we go. Okay, so that's going to end that out. Okay, Now this also, I'm wanting to kind of go up, right? Go up. And so I'm going to start here with this end. I'm going to bring this up a little bit. A little more rounded than the other one, but I still want it to be up a little bit. And then I'm going to kind of put my finger here in the center. I'm just going to bend it up a little. Okay. Love that. Love that, love that. So then here on this side too, I want this to go up just a little bit extra. See that? Bring it down in a little bit. Then I'm going to cut this off to 3/4 of an inch. And then we're going to make that other side of the loop. So let's get these out of the way. And I think I want that rounded just a little bit more. So I'm going to kind of put a little pressure on that center bead. There we go. Yeah, I want this one to be rounded more. Love that. Okay, so we'll cut this off. We'll do that same, like 3/4 an inch. Okay, and we can adjust our loops, but I'm wanting it to be the same, you know, going that way. And around, turn that wrist, bring it around and back. And then you see at this point, I always go like that, just to tighten it up a little bit. Just to snug it in there. And we'll give just a couple wraps. So loving the elegance of this. It's so much fun. Make sure at this point you're easy so that you don't end up breaking that bead, or else you're starting this part all over again. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. Beautiful, just so pretty. So pretty. Now I need to fix my loops. You see those? So fix this one up and tilt him in just a little bit. Make sure this one's good. Tilt him in just a little bit. See there? They look about even now. Okay, so let's play. So I'm going to be using both of these strands, okay? And so with both of these strands, what I'm wanting with that focal is I want these offsets. I'm just such a fan of the offsets, and I'm really looking for that in this piece. And so let's talk about what I've gotten out. So I have out here these puffy coins, so we're going to be incorporating those, and I think they're just absolutely stunning. Look at those with their lines going through them. Oh, I love that banding. So those, we're going to be pulling in some of the 4mm. Okay, now from my stash, I'm pulling in these little 4mm crystals. Okay, and so these are very similar to what was in the box, but these are like the half electroplated. Okay, and that kind of gray tone. And then these just, I mean, right? Love them, love them. Again, use seed beads if you don't have these. Use crimp tube seed beads, whatever you want to do, okay? But what I'm wanting in the center, and let me actually grab out. Yeah, I need to close these. I'm going to get these 3mm jump rings here that's in gunmetal. I'm going to close them up. I did not do that part. So you see how they're still all open? Give me just 1 minute. I'll be right back. I'm going to close those up. So now we have closed little jump rings, and I don't think my microphone was all the way plugged in. I went to just kind of look down over here at the other side, and I was like, that's not really plugged in. It was just barely hanging on there. So if I sounded weird, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're going to get into it. So we have our focal done for this necklace. Now, for the rest of the necklace, we're going to marry these two ends because we are going to be working with both of these strands of beading wire. Oh, let's get these together down here. Okay. And then what I'm looking for on that focal part that's going to be going above this is I wanted to pull in, let's see, I'm going to pull in these 4mm. Okay. So with the 4mm, no bead caps, nothing like that, but I do want to pull in some crimp tubes. So some little number 1 crimp tubes, and these are in gunmetal. Okay. They're going to give that extra little pop that I'm looking for in this scenario of necklace. So I'm going to start with that. I'm going to start with one of those little crimp tubes. Okay. Then I'm going to pop on one of our 4mm. Okay. On the other side of that 4mm, I'm looking for my spacers and a lot of this to be these 3mm jump rings. Okay. So I'm going to put on a jump ring. And then I'm going to do one of these little crystals in the center. Okay, so you see how that jump ring just snuggles in on that? So cool. And so that's why with that jump ring being there, that's why especially I wanted to go with that crimp tube as the other spacer. I think it just looks cool. Okay, so we're going to pop on another jump ring and then another 4mm. And then we'll put that little crimp at the end of that. There it goes. Okay, and then we'll pop on a little crimp tube. Okay, so this is going to be the center of that part. Okay, and then we'll talk about what else we want to go along with that. So let's bring that down in here. So this is what we're looking at. That's so good. Love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, from here, I'm going to separate these strands. So let me move this over to the side a little bit. And when I separate these strands, I am wanting a little offset. So on one of those strands, we will do a platinum. Okay. On the other one, we'll do the copper. Okay, and actually we'll do copper platinum and then platinum copper. So we're going to offset them. So I need to put the copper on this one. Silly Amy. Okay, so then when they come together, see, they're going to have that little offset. That's so cool. Love it, love it. So I'm going to do a little crimp on the other side, so it's going to snuggle them in. So we'll do a little crimp. And then we're going to go into that last little part, and then I'll do that other side. So you see with that crimp, it just kind of makes sure everything stays snuggled in there. And isn't that so pretty? I'm going to do the same thing on this other side. So I'll come in and I'll do that platinum and copper. And then on the other one, I'll do copper platinum. Then we'll snuggle it in with a crimp tube. Snuggle them all in. stuff. Is that not just gorgeous? Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, now the spacer series that we're going to be doing with this one is going to be similar to the other one. Okay, similar to a part of it. Okay, I'm just looking though to have the little discs bead capped. So I'm going to do that same 4mm bead cap with that same little 4mm disc. And I'll bead cap that other side. Okay. And on the end, I think I do want another one of those little crimp tubes, because that's going to be the end of that, you know. Make sure it's on both strands. Okay, so I'm going to do that same thing on this other side. So I'll come in with both of those strands. We'll do that bead cap, little hematite disc spacer, and bead cap. We'll put that little crimp on the end. Okay, now before we do anything else, we want to make sure that this is centered, because once you get these on these 2-to-1s, they're not going to want to move. Okay, they're not going to go anywhere. They're not going to move. So let's make sure that I'm at middle. Make sure that's down there center. And I'm not. So let's move them all down. Okay. Like I said, they're not going to want to move. That crimp helps keep them kind of, okay, I know where I need to be. This needs to be here. That crimp helps keep them in their spot too. Okay. So here's where we are now. We can tighten it back together. Get it all snuggled up. There we go. So there's that center focal that's going to go above it. Good stuff. So then let's bring this guy in here. I'm going to go through both strands through one side. And then both strands through the other. Looky there. Oh, that's just so pretty. Love that. Love it. Love it, love, love it. Okay, so let's move some of this up so I'm not working at the very base of my bead mat here for you guys. Let me do that real quick. And then we will work on the rest of this. It's going to be a stunner. Okay, so down here, I'm going to be starting with a portion of the series, kind of like here. I only started with a portion of what's going to be the rest of it throughout. Same thing I'm going to do here. Okay, same thing. And what that's going to be is our gorgeous crystal that came in the box. But with this crystal, that down and out of the way here. But with that crystal, I'm going to go ahead and add another one of our crimp tubes just to make sure it stays on this side. I'm going to pop just one of these on. It's going to give that little kind of pop down in there. See? Now I don't necessarily have to bead bug this other side, but I'm going to anyways, especially because we do need to stay center down here so that we're not trying to mess with getting them all moved later, because that'll be, you saw what happened just then. Yeah, that'll take a minute. Okay, so on the other side of this, we are just going to pop on another little crimp. And this little guy is just a portion of what he's going to be whenever we move throughout the rest of this piece. Okay, so next we're going to go right into, okay, we're going to go right into the rest of it, and it's going to be very similar to what this focal is here, okay? So let's grab a couple of these down here, and let's grab some of these, and some of these. Okay, so we are going to come in with our beautiful Australian picture Jasper. So we're going to pop on one of these little 4mm. Then we're going to be using for our spacer here, we're using crimp tubes and jump rings for so many of these spacers. So we're going to pop a jump ring on there, one of these little crystals. Another jump ring. Another of the Australian picture Jasper. Just so good. We're going to put a crimp on there. Then we're going to separate these strands, okay? So we're going to separate them and essentially do the same thing that we were doing in this focal, okay? So on one of them, I'm going to do a copper and a platinum. On the other one, platinum and copper. Okay, those are down in there. I'm going to bring them together. We're going to pop on a crimp tube. Okay, our next little part of the series is going to involve these hematite. So we'll come in and we'll bead cap that hematite. And it's going to be its own series this time. It's not just a spacer. So we're going to bead cap that hematite, and in the middle, we're going to put one of these crystals. Just beautiful. So again, we're looking for that offset, right? So this is like a topaz AB. That's what that is. And it's just super fun. And then we'll come right in with another one of those hematite. Okay. Dainty, beautiful, crisp. I love it. We're going to do another crimp tube. Then we're going to separate those strands again. So we'll do that copper, platinum, and then that platinum copper. We're going to come in with another crimp tube. Make sure that's on both of those strands. Then we're snuggling them as we go. Okay, it's a lot easier to do that than to try to go back in and do them all, you know? Okay, and so then we're going to come right back in here with another one of this series. So we're going to do picture Jasper. 3mm, one of the little crystals, another jump ring, and the Jasper. Okay, we're again going to end it off with a crimp tube. And then now we're going to bring in the full series that is these with these crystals. Okay, so the way we're going to do this is we already have that little crimp tube spacer there. All this is popping on one of our crystals, another crimp, one of our puffy coins. I just love them, or I guess they're lentils, little lentil beads. Another crimp. When I was practicing with this, they were just popping right on there, you know. That's the way it goes. And then another crystal. Followed by a crimp. Doesn't that look so cool though? Very pretty. Loving it. Like super, super loving it. Okay, I'm just going to go back down this series. Okay, and that's what this is going to be. So, bring them down here. Do our pretty little Jasper. Jump ring, crystal, jump ring, and Jasper. Put a little crimp on there. Then we're going to be separating those strands. And at this point, it doesn't matter if the first one I grab is, you know, platinum and copper or copper and platinum. That part doesn't matter to me. Just as long as they're offset within this one. So one side is copper platinum, the other side is platinum copper. Okay, we get those on there. And we'll come right back in with crimp. I love playing around with findings that we typically have at our fingertips, you know, ones that we don't have to go and buy. And that's why too, you know, having a good stash and being able to build your stash is important. That way, whenever you're thinking of a design idea, you're not like, oh, I don't have this or this or this. Now, mind you, that's not saying as soon as you start jewelry making, you go out and buy everything and everything and everything. Nope, you got to build. You got to build. But you want to make sure that, hey, if there is, you know, the opportunity, and if they do have, you know, something that's gunmetal that I don't typically have, gobble it up. Gobble it up, even if it's not for a design that you're looking to do right then, you know. That way you have it if you need it. Hence all of my bead hauls. Now I'll tell you, you don't have to do, of course, bead hauls like I do bead hauls. But one of the reasons why I do these bead hauls like that is it's an offset for me. You know, these are expenses that go against, you know, the money I'm making from YouTube. And so it helps me. It helps me with beads. It helps me with designs. It helps me with being able to bring to you guys such amazing fun finds, while also offsetting so that, you know, it helps in taxes. Yeah, good stuff. Now, would I still have bead hauls anyways? Yes. Of course I would. I love these beads. I love my beads. I love everything about them, you know. And I say that with having several bags unopened still that I'm going to be opening with you very, very soon. Like right next to me. It's just good stuff. And it is absolute happiness for me. My gosh, it's happiness. And it's going to be pretty exciting going through those bead hauls because even though I remember some things, I don't remember all of it. Work is so busy. Oh my goodness, work is so busy. This, I think, is one of the busiest tax seasons I've ever had. And I'm 22 and a half years in. So, oh, it's a doozy this time around. And I just love this. That's just so pretty. Okay, let's go right back into that Jasper. So we're going to do 4mm. And a jump ring. Have you guys tried this yet with the jump rings? I'm telling you, you've got to try it. You've got to see, you know, with whatever you're doing, do one with the jump ring and one without, just so you see the difference. You will see it. I had myself, I will never, ever forget whenever I realized that was my perfect spacer that day. That was all she wrote. That's it. The rest is history, as they say. I just love playing with my beads, trying new things, testing things out. Even if there's something that's going on that I like, I still take it apart and do it another way just so I can know for sure that that's what is the best or that's what I like the most. You know, that's so pretty. Yep, so we're just going to do another one of these here. So let's pop on that crystal. And then one of our lentils. And a crystal. Pop another one of those on there. He's just moving around. There we go. There we go. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is another one of these series, and then we're just going to end it. Okay, so that's where we're at here with these. And I may stop at these. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But for now, I'm going to jump right in. So let's grab these down. Another two up there, I see. Come on down here, friends. Let's make some beauty. Okay. Because I don't need these so much. All right. So then we're going to come right on in here. And I do work today. Today's Sunday. And I'll be working today, essentially all day. And then back in by 7 a.m. on Monday. No rest for the weary. separate those strands now. We'll do that. Platinum, copper. Copper, platinum. Do a little crimp. Okay, and then we're going to bead cap that hematite. Love that. Okay, we'll grab one of these crystals down. These crystals I had gotten from the KC Gem Mineral and Gem Show, which is coming back in March. And myself and Kimberly Hines is going again. So if you guys are in the Kansas City metro area, it's going to be corporate filing deadline weekend. Ugh. So the weekend of March 15th, we're going to be back at the KC Mineral and Gem Show, and I cannot wait. Hopefully, you know, this last one was my first one, and so I was just all like, oh, jaw dropped the whole time and just shopping, which, I mean, it may still be dropped, and I'm, of course, going to be shopping, but I'm going to try to do like a live during it, take you guys through it. I think that'll be fun. Fun and different. Okay, so let's just separate these strands. Copper, platinum, platinum, copper, and a crimp tube. Now, I'm not going to do that other little series yet, this little series here. I'm not going to do that just yet because we're already pretty close to the end. I want to make sure of what my length is for this compared to the first, I'm all the way over, sorry guys, to the first necklace, and then we'll decide. Okay, so I need to put a little sticky something underneath here because I just move it the whole time. I don't know why I've started doing that, but I certainly do, right? Sorry, guys. Okay, so I'm going to leave this like this so far. Okay, let's take a good look. That's just so pretty, that little spacer series. Love them. Love them, love them. And the way it goes with that focal is just amazing. That's so pretty. Yes, I love it. Okay. All right, guys. I am going to do the other side here. Okay, I'm going to knock that out. I'm going to come back here. We're going to close that up, take a deeper look again, and then we'll do some earrings. Okay, just a minute. Okay, I went ahead and closed this one off. I had closed the last one off with you guys, but let's go through it. It is just beautiful. So here's where our end is. That's just beautiful. Love those lentils in there. And the way that separates from 2 to 1, I just think it's gorgeous. The way it ties in with that focal is just happiness. And I think it's going to go so well together. Okay, so let's go ahead and close this up. I'm going to use the lobster claw that was in the box this month. Okay, and that's what we're going to use to close that. Get my handy dandies out here. so much fun. So much fun. And I still have lots of things I want to make with this box. It is just crazy. Like crazy good. Yes, crazy good. Loving it. And we are going to have fun on February 28th, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's going to be a party. And come on, this kind of party you don't want to miss. It's going to be great. Whoop. There you are. Okay, and that is all she wrote. I don't think I needed one that big, but we will not miss it. We will know how to get that closure done. Oh, so good. So let's see how this is looking with that other necklace, and then let's bust out an earring to go with the one that I've made. Okay, so here we are for this one. Oh, so pretty. So, so, so pretty. And then yeah. Is that not just stunning together? Just stunning together. And this I think I need to flip around. There we go. Oh, I love it. I love it. That's exactly what I was looking for. That's exactly what I wanted, what I was looking for. That is gorgeous. Okay, let's make a pair of earrings to go with it. Okay, so I, of course, have already made one. And this is what we're looking at. And I love that down at the bottom. Those just kind of hang there. Isn't that so cute? I love it. I love it. And super easy, right? Not difficult at all. It goes with both of them. So whether you're just wearing one of them or whether you're wearing them stacked, this goes great. And so I went ahead and made the dangles. And so I used gunmetal for the ball head pin as well as this eye head pin. Okay, so I have the dangles there. I've already put, oh, I grabbed the one that was already made. Okay, I've already put a jump ring, put a 6mm jump ring through our little crystal. So all I'm going to do is pop on one of these topaz AB crystals. I'm doing a chevron with our 6mm little crystal. The chevron on top of that with our other crystal. Okay, that's what that's looking like. Get this bent over and get a nice little simple loop done. Let's get that trimmed off. We'll do our little simple loop. Woohoo! Oh, he's spinning. I cut him a little shorter than I intended. Oh boy. Yeah, I cut him pretty short. Oh, Amy. Let's try that again. All right, so crystal, chevron, crystal, chevron, crystal. Okay. That looks a bit more like it. I'm not quite sure what I did other than cut it too short. Yeah, this is good. Looking good. Make sure we're nice and straight. That's what we're looking at. So super simple. I'm going to take a little 3mm jump ring and get him opened right up. I'm going to pop on both of these. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put both of them on because I like that little dangle kind of off to the side, and that's what it does. I'm going to pop this on, and then I'm going to pop one side, the other one on. Simple as that. So in here you see how that kind of dangles to the side that way? I just love it. I just love it. And so all we need to do now is pop on our little ear wire. And the ear wire that came in the box, yeah, the little posts, yes, definitely going to be utilizing those. But for this one, yeah, we needed some dangle action happening. So fun, right? My friends, this may be a little bit of a long one, but we got a lot done. Definitely got a lot done. I appreciate you being here with me. I am going to get this stuff cleaned up, and then hopefully I have time to record a bead haul before I work. So I'm going to be working all day today on Sunday. Loving it. Cheers to Gemstone Orphanage, and look forward to seeing you guys here real soon. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Bye for now.